The Mississippi River curls around Vicksburg like a serpent, its waters black under the moonless sky. The old battlefield, now a park by day, hums with cicadas and the weight of unquiet dead by night. Few dare walk its trails after sundown, but we did. We called ourselves history hunters, urban explorers chasing ghosts through abandoned forts and sunken trenches. Clara, the skeptic, carried her EMF meter like a crucifix. Jax, with his vintage camera, swore he'd capture a spectral regiment on film. Me? I just wanted proof that the past never really dies. The park ranger warned us, folks hear things out there. Drums, screams, don't follow the voices. We laughed. By midnight, we stood at the edge of the Confederate trenches, our flashlights carving shaky circles in the dark. It started with the smell, gunpowder and rot, thick enough to choke, then the cold. July heat vanished, replaced by a winter that clawed through our jackets. Clara's EMF screeched. "This isn't possible," she whispered, her breath fogging. The shadows moved. Not shadows, shapes. Figures in tattered gray and blue, flickering like film reels. They marched soundlessly, bayonets glinting, eyes hollow. Jax raised his camera, hands trembling. Click. The flash froze them mid-step. For a heartbeat, we stared at the photo glowing on his screen. A Union soldier, his face half gone, reaching toward the lens. Then the screaming began. We ran, but the trenches twisted, walls rising higher, dirt raining down as if freshly dug. The air thickened with smoke that wasn't there. Clara's flashlight died. Jax tripped, his camera smashing against a rock. I dragged him up, my fingers sinking into his arm like he was made of wet paper. "They're hurting us," he gasped. Ahead, a lantern swung in the darkness. A woman's voice, brittle as old parchment, called out, "This way, hurry." We followed. What else could we do? To a stone cellar half buried in the earth. Its door creaked open. Inside, candles guttered, revealing walls scribbled with names, dates, frantic pleas. Pemberton lied. One carving read, "The river drinks us all." The woman stood in the corner, her dress moth-eaten, her skin translucent. She pointed to a rusted strongbox at our feet. "Open it," she hissed. "End the curse." Clara hesitated. Jax lunged, prying the lid open with a crowbar. Inside lay a folded Union flag, a diary, and a human fingerbone. The pages of the diary crumbled as Jax flipped through them, revealing a final entry. The 3rd of July, 1863. They say surrender comes tomorrow, but the dead won't let us. They're in the tunnels, the general's men. They hum the battle cry of freedom, but the tune's wrong. Slower, hungrier. Last night, Private Hale crawled into camp, his throat slit ear to ear. He was buried 3 days prior. God save us. A rumble shook the cellar. Dirt cascaded from the ceiling. The woman's face twisted. "Too late," she wailed. "They're here." The diary's pages erupted in blue flame. Shadows pooled at the cellar door, congealing into figures, soldiers, but not soldiers. Their uniforms dripped mud and mold. Their rifles were rusted shut, their bayonets jagged bone. One stepped forward, jaw unhinging, and spoke in a voice like shovel-scraping coffin wood. "You woke the river." Clara screamed. Jack swung his crowbar, but it passed through the soldier like smoke. The thing grinned, revealing teeth filed to points. "The siege never ended," it said. "Join us." We backed toward the strongbox. My hand brushed the fingerbone, ice cold, vibrating with a low, sick hum. The soldier lunged. I grabbed the bone and thrust it like a dagger. It screamed. They all screamed. The cellar vanished. We were in the park again. Dawn bleeding pink over the river. No trench, no strongbox. Just the 3 of us, shaking, our clothes caked in dried mud. Jax's camera held one photo. The cellar door, its wood splintered with claw marks. Clara's EMF was fried. But the fingerbone remained. We buried it at the river's edge. reciting the Lord's Prayer like the diary's last page instructed. The water churned as we walked away, something large and unseen breaking the surface. The ranger found us at sunrise. "Y'all look like you've seen the devil," he joked. We didn't laugh. That night, I dreamt of the cellar. The woman was there, her face now flesh, her smile too wide. "Thank you," she said, holding the finger bone. "But the river's still hungry." When I woke, my window was open. Wet footprints led to my bed, and the bone was back on my nightstand. The siege never ends. The dead don't sleep. And the Mississippi? It's always hungry.